No,
So
man, I'm excited to be here with you, bro. Good to meet you,
likewise.
man. This is exciting. Everybody that's tuning in, I hope you guys are like really encountering all the great content that's happening this week at Discipleship Camp. And man, yeah, dude, I've been pumped for this moment. You know, we've been promoting it, and so yeah, man, I'm ready to jump into it, bro. So how you want to do it, man?
Yeah, absolutely. Tell us, what's the name of the song that you're gonna do for us?
All right, so yeah, the song I'm gonna do is called "Get the Word Out." It's a song I wrote a couple years ago, but it's still relevant today. I actually did a little bit of remixing and tweaking the song a bit, so that's why I still kind of rock it. But it's called "Get the Word Out," and it's just about this generation going hard, you know, for the gospel, and you know what I'm saying, representing and doing it in a way that's culturally relevant to them. And so
Love
hope
it.
you guys can hear it when I play this, and we don't have any more technical difficulties.
Hopefully
That's what
not,
the song's
man.
about. So yeah, y'all ready?
All right, man. We're
Let's do
ready.
it.
Go ahead. Take it away. We're gonna just enjoy it.
All right, let's do it. Can you hear that? Is it clear? Yeah, I'm coming right now. Yeah. Yo, if I get up and start moving around, you know.
Do it, bro.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Check it out. Yeah. Meet me at the drop, boy. Took over the city, we still running with them block boys. It's your block, your hood. Now they see us coming, how we living out that good. Hit it in like I should, got me representing the crown. Try to stop us, wish that you could. Your best option is to stay down. With this movement that we do, where your 2 cents is so useless. Won't proof then, check proof skill. Got them handing around like nooses. Look at the proper rhythm, stop on the stop on the rock on the premises. But I call the doctor from my block on the top, but they can drop on the premises. See, I will not pick with my enemies, and I'm not a slave to your energy. You be the devil, so whatever you want to do, we come to say how it's gonna be. Yeah, let's up in my city. Yo, get the word out if you with me. Yo, let's up in my city. Yo, get the word out if you with me. Check it out, check it out. Watch this, Vinnie. Watch this, bro. Watch this.
I'm ready.
Okay, I think that I get it now. It's time to me, I need to get it out. My city is dying, they need it now. For the deep of my soul, yeah, it's really now. Youngers running through my blood. I got youngers with the plug. And they all about the movement. Anywhere you want to do it. We got it. They're trying to divide us, but they cannot stop what's inside of us. Everyone that they know is inside of us. And it's good that you got on the side of us. And the spirit that knows and God with us. Bringing it from a city, kingdom city. We committed, he defeated, unified, and we go. Coming with the better, hit my soul. Me deliver my soul. Brought me higher to be up from the low. So I gotta get it out on the road. Bigger than it when you want it. We got the calling and we on it. We go 0 to 100. Come and get it with the young man. Let's up in my city. Oh, go. Get the word out if you with it. Yo, I be vibing in the studio sometimes, man. Like
Go
I just be
for it.
having that vibe going, right?
Absolutely.
I like adding little things to the music, something like this. Watch this. Rise up a generation. If you know who we got on the run, I hear you calling me. You want all of me. You call it sacrifice. I'm going all in. Yeah, rise up a generation. If they know who we got on the run, I hear you calling me. You want all of me. They call it sacrifice. I'm going all in. Yeah, let's up in my city. Go, get the word out if you with it. Yeah, let's hop in my city. Yeah, yeah, word out if you with it. They know what I'm talking about. Christ up, get down. They know what I'm talking about. Yeah, let's hop in my city. Don't let me down because of your help. You get commission, mother commissioner. Woo!
Come on. How about that, bro?
Bro,
That's
man.
awesome.
Hey, dog. Yeah, man. This is it's dope because you know God literally gave us a space, man, to just create, man, and to be in a place where we can create music, we can create poetry, songs, dance, and
Yeah.
all of that, man, to just reach out to the culture in a way that God can interact through his presence, you know what I'm saying, through hip hop, through worship,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, and things like that. And so I'm like, yeah, so this has been a blessing. It's been fun, bro.
No, dude, I love it. I feel like this is my first time to get like a personal concert. Like I feel like I got a personal concert in front of everybody. Everybody gets to watch me just sitting here, just vibing to the music. So
Hey.
it's awesome. But man, I feel like it definitely like it takes like a special gifting and a gift mix to be able to do what you do. I think just in terms of being able to like create that, and then I
Yeah,
think just having the confidence to share it, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
I think of this, one of the things that I like to do is speak. But every time I speak, I feel like I'm getting up there and just kind of like opening up my journal for everyone to see.
yeah,
And so I would bet probably that's how you must feel every time like you write a new song or you create
yeah,
something new. I mean, that's really personal, but you're
yeah.
sharing it with people.
Yeah, it is, man. And I think one of the things I share with young people when I'm in the studio with them is this idea that a song that didn't exist like 5, 10, 15 minutes ago now exists, right? That
Yeah,
something that had no reality or had no shape or audible form, right? It didn't exist sonically, now exists, in reality.
yeah,
That's like the craziest thing to me, man, is that we pull these things from our minds and from our hearts, these songs,
right.
these creative things, whatever it is that you create, and
Yeah,
it becomes a reality and it begins to touch people's lives, man. And
yeah.
I think that's one of the dopest things about what we get the privilege to do, man, with our young people. You know what I'm saying?
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, tell us a little bit more. Like, how did you get into music? Obviously, I mean, we sit back and we watch you do what you do, and we're kind of all amazed. But I'm sure it was like a journey and stuff. So, what was kind of like your first initial connection to music? How did you get to where you are today?
yeah. Well, I think like a lot of cats that like hip hop, and rap music, I think they had somebody in their family that was doing it,
Yeah,
and so they just happened to be around it, and then like they really picked up on it. And that was my story, man. I was at the time I was living with my grandma and my uncle and my cousins. They would always be down in the basement rapping, and just throwing verses here and there. And
yeah.
man, I just caught a hold of it, man. I'm just like, yo. And so I remember one time in middle school, I stepped out and I rapped, and the whole school went crazy. And I was
I
like, oh,
bet.
shoot,
I bet.
this
You,
must be
you
a
were like, oh,
thing.
there's something here. You're like,
Yeah,
I'm
this must
onto
be a
something.
thing. And so,
That's
from that
awesome.
moment on, man, I started chasing it, bro, and just started
Yeah,
building on it and
that's
growing,
really
man.
cool.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
how many years have you been working on music then?
Oh man, it's been, I would say, professionally, I would say about 15 years.
That's a long time,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
That's awesome. That's
professionally.
incredible.
Yeah, we're actually,
That's
going
great.
out and creating music and getting paid, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's amazing
And
too.
to perform and touring. Yeah, it's amazing,
Yeah,
bro. So,
that's
yeah,
cool.
it's
So what?
unreal, man.
Yeah, so tell us like what is it? Just I guess about this craft, and obviously, I think everybody has a different value around music, but what is the value that you have with it so much so that you want to share it with young people, or like what's the value there for you personally?
Yeah, yeah, good question, man. For me, honestly, bro, it was the fact that Christ used hip hop to get a hold of
Mm.
my heart. Um, I didn't think that you could do that with music. Like I
Yeah,
know that there's like love songs out here, and there are songs that make you feel some kind of way, and you start
yeah,
thinking about, your boo thing or something like that, right? But I didn't
yes,
know. I didn't know that God could use hip hop, like something that I
yeah,
love so much. I didn't know that He could use something like that to bring me closer to Him, and that's where I began to see the value, in the music is specifically through hip hop,
yeah,
because it culturally breaks down walls,
right,
and it allows you to be yourself, just be vulnerable, and you just see God do like these super dope things that
yeah,
you probably wouldn't see Him do within the confines of like this pre-constructed way to
yeah,
encounter God. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
yeah,
the fact that He would use hip hop, that's what really brought value to this work to me, man.
yeah.
And
No, I love that. I think that's so valuable too, because I love how you talk about just like the freedom and just like the value of it and
yeah,
expressing yourself. And I think so many times we forget that God is an artist, right? Like
yeah,
He created all of this.
yeah,
And so He's
yeah,
creative, right? And so I feel like when people have those creative gifts inside of them, like that's a part of God that He's
yeah,
imparted to them, that He's gifted them. And so it's cool to sit back and just kind of like watch those giftings come
yeah,
come from you. Like I said, I mean, as I was watching you sing and play, I'm like, he definitely looks free, just having a good
Yeah,
time and just
yeah.
going with it. And even all the people in the comments, that's what they're talking about, just your energy. So I
So,
love that. But it looks like we got a question actually from Dom, good guy there. He
oh
says,
yeah,
can
homie
young
Dom.
people, you know him too, so there we go. He says, can young people link up with you and get in the studio?
Absolutely. Heck yeah. That's why we built this thing, man. So we can encounter young people and give them a creative space where they can cultivate their gifts, their community, all of that, and
Yeah.
also encounter God's presence in the midst of it, man. So yeah, absolutely. They just gotta hit me either on Instagram, just slide in the DMs, you know what I'm saying? Um,
Yeah.
let me know what they're trying to do. And then we'll link up, and obviously when all of this stuff is done with Corona and all that, right, that we'll start getting
Yes.
young people back in the studio. But they can
That's awesome,
definitely
man.
link up with us for sure.
Very
Absolutely.
cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
That's great to hear. And then also, one of the things that you did for this whole discipleship online experience is you are teaching a seminar.
Yeah.
And so I think that seminar, it got released today at noon. So just so all of you watching, his
Yeah.
seminar is available right now. So literally, as soon as we finish this Instagram live, you can go online and you can watch it. But tell us a little bit, give us like a little sneak peek of your seminar. Maybe something you shared that is really exciting or something that would be of value to the kids watching.
Yeah. So we're doing a seminar on worship and how God can use worship as a space that can transform your life, right? And not only that, but one of the key points I make in the seminar is that worship, God didn't design it for it to look like this like very strict space or opportunity to encounter him, but he wanted you to be free when you come into spaces of worship, and he wanted you to be your authentic self in that. And that's how I found God, right? It was me being my authentic self, and a part of my authentic self is hip-hop, right? And so to be able to use hip-hop music to worship God like that right there transformed my life. And so that's what the seminar is about. God using you, your authentic self, in the space of worship to transform your life and to bring himself glory. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, I love that. No, I think that's so important and so valuable. And I think I love how you talk about being your authentic self, because especially with creativity, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, the song we just heard, man, is powerful, but it came from you. And so if we didn't have you to be able to share that with us, like, we would never know that song, right? And so I think it just speaks to that value of like, everybody's created differently, but everybody has something that they can offer that will encourage someone, that will give praise to God. So I love that, man. I'm excited to watch the seminar. But you guys, you heard it here. It took us like 75 tries, but we finally got it. And I think, man, the seminar is going to be great. It's awesome having you a part of the discipleship experience online. Man. So seriously, Mike, thank you for doing what you do, for being just a light to this world and specifically to our region. And so we appreciate you. But anything else you want to say before we hop off here on Instagram Live?
Yeah, I want to say, for even like the what's that, 8 people that's in here right now, and then the hundreds that will watch this later. I want you guys to remember, God spoke something to me a while ago, and he said, yo, don't forget that I am an artist, and that my prayer literally starts out, our Father who art in heaven, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, right? Who arts in heaven. And I think that looks like what he did. He just made himself an artist up front, in front of everybody, saying, look, yes, I am God, I am creator, but I am a creative as well, and that I want you guys to know that creativity is a part of my being, and that you can create and get close to me, right? And so I just want to kind of tear down all those walls of this religious way of coming to Jesus, man, like that that he doesn't mind us coming as creative as possible. The word says, come boldly to the throne of grace. And I know one thing that makes me feel bold is hip hop. It makes me, what helps me to be bold in my walk is my creativity. And so my challenge to young people, to adults, old heads, anybody that's watching this, is that you will use your creativity to find God, man, because he's in that space waiting with you, or waiting for you, for sure.
I love that. Use your creativity to find God, because he's there waiting for you. That's perfect, man. Perfect closing.
Yeah, I'm coming on right now. All my young blood.